It's a celebration. It's a celebration. It's a celebration. Hi, my name is Pika. I just want to do a quick story time. Well, I don't even know if it's going to be quick, but really what I'm just going to be talking about was the fact that I had to live by racist neighbors and they just moved out. I don't know if they got evicted, or I don't know if their lease just, just went up or, expired or whatever, but they're out. So, okay, let's explain it. I'm dropping names because the names that I'm dropping are very common. You'll never find out who these people are, so who cares, really? So, there was a girl and a man. The girl's name was Courtney. The man's name was Ty. How did I find this out? Because they literally screamed at each other almost every single day through the wall, and as neighbors, I do live in an apartment, and no, my apartment is not the soundproof apartment. So yes, you do hear everything through these walls. And yes, these walls are very thin. Yes. So yeah, if you're screaming at each other as a couple, yes, we do hear it. So, how I found out they were even racist is like, okay, mind you, they are both white. And, when I first saw them, I ain't gonna lie, I instantly thought trailer park, because you just saw how they looked. They all came, it was her, she's like barely 21, her man, her mom, and her dad, and they're like, I guess she has like siblings or whatever. Okay, so basically, that was my first impression of them. The way Courtney looked, she was skinny, pale, big, like nose like a beak, small, like blue eyes. I don't even know what her eyes were. I never looked her in her eyes because I never cared about her. She cared more about me, I noticed. And I'm gonna get into that further in the story time. She had like red hair up here, then dyed her hair, the rest of her hair black. And she like kept it in a ponytail. It was like really basic. And her man Ty, he's a blonde-haired kid, looked like a skateboarder. They didn't even know she was pregnant, but we're getting to that in just a second. Their friend that they kept around him all the time, they said they're just visiting. He was like this guy. They always like smoked, the reefer. He looked, I believe he was like probably like I believe he was Hispanic. Always had red eyes because they was always puffing. Their mom was big, like really, really big, pimply faced, always smoked cigarettes. Their dad was like this tall, skinny white dude. Not like tall, but like 5. I would say he was like 6 foot, 5'11", and like there was these little kids. So there was just this one night, because I saw that they moved in or whatever. There was one night. It was the middle of the night. Out of nowhere, all I hear which was the mom. She was screaming at the top of her lungs. Like she was like, "Oh, what did she say?" Sorry, it was like months ago. Well, it was like a year ago actually. Park in my spot again, you stupid motherfucker, or something like that. I dare you. I could come outside. I dare you. She literally talked shit to the whole entire apartment building. And I was thinking in my head like, but if somebody did come outside, and I knew she wasn't talking to me because I didn't park in her spot. But I was thinking in my head like, but if somebody did come outside, you the first one to go call the cops. So I just feel like if you ain't ready to take on the whole entire apartment building, please don't talk shit to the whole entire apartment building because it's not gonna make sense. If you hear anybody, it's gonna be my neighbor because he's extra loud and he's always on the phone, running up and down the stairs to argue with his baby mama. But anyway, besides all that, and that right there, that was an easy turn off for me, because I could literally tell the kind of white people they were. by that statement. I was like, did she just threaten the whole entire apartment building? Did she? And then, basically I just saw them like, I just kept smelling weed, through the door. They always kept the door open or whatever. They were always smoking weed every day. And, I just heard them always yelling at each other a lot every single day. The whole family would just be arguing and yelling at each other. And then the girl would like storm off. Because the thing is, I used to work from home. Well, I still work from home. She would like storm out and like walk out into like, just to storm out outside. And then her mom would be like, oh, she likes to talk shit. Da, 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 da. And me, I would stay inside because that's not my business. You feel me? But it becomes my business when y'all loud every single damn day and just rude to the whole entire apartment building. But the whole entire apartment building didn't do nothing to you. All right? So anyways, there was another day where I forgot. The mom said something else. She screamed on another. She screamed something else on another night. Like, this bitch was like really screaming and whatnot, right? But I'm gonna tell you the real story though. What really set me off was there used to be this black girl that I actually went to elementary school with. She stayed upstairs and I stayed downstairs. She stayed upstairs and like to the corner, right? She stayed directly above them and they lived right over there, right? And I'm in the middle. I'm the apartment in the middle. So I swear to God on my life, I did not know this girl was pregnant. This girl was skinny as hell when she came and moved over here. But I seen that she, got a bump, so I guess, she was pregnant or whatever. And this was when she just had her baby. This was a few months ago. She had just had her baby, right? And she told the black girl, like, the Ty came out the apartment because they were like hella rude, hella disrespectful to all of us, really, because they kept like threatening us and shit, like they was gonna beat my ass. And I'm thinking in my head like, you ain't gonna go toe to toe with us, so stop it. Anyways, but this is what this little punk ass nigga said, because he was so willing to argue with the woman, because that's how he was. He came out, he was like, yeah, y'all so damn fucking loud, da 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 da. Yeah, them niggas upstairs, da 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 da. And then, the black girl, so I do know her name. Her name was, Maisha? I think it was Maisha. So anyways, Maisha came out the damn apartment. She was like, you talking to me? Because this is the thing. I'm going to explain this. In our property manager, we have a rule in our apartment building. The quiet hours legally are 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. They started yelling at this woman around 2 p.m. This is when I was working. So I was hearing this stuff. I kept muting my computer because, like I said, I was working from home at the time. I was muting my computer so like my customers wouldn't hear me or whatever. So this is what happened. They was arguing back and forth. She was like, and then here comes Courtney coming outside. And then their little ones, I guess they have kids, like, not kids, but I think it's like her nieces and nephews or her little sisters or whatever came outside. Everybody was outside, bruh. Because they was yelling against one black woman standing by her damn self. And she was like, she started pointing up there. She was like, I told you to be quiet because I got my kid. And you motherfuckers won't calm down. They was arguing back and forth. And then I feel like Carisha called her a bitch or something like that because she was really acting like a bitch. Like she was, anyway. But and then I believe Courtney said she was gonna beat her ass, something like that. And she said, and then Carisha said, "Well, you want to get your ass whooped?" And then Courtney was like, "Well, then come on, bitch!" Like she was, because Carisha was upstairs, she was downstairs, but I knew it was really gonna go down. She was not gonna go toe to toe with us. Like stop it. Anyways, but this is really what happened. She was like, "I'm gonna beat your ass." Like Carisha said, "I'm gonna beat your ass," and she was about to come downstairs and tell me why Courtney, Ty, her and her friends and her little sisters or her niece and nephew, I don't even know who they were, all rushed inside and slammed the door because they were so prone to slamming the door. They always slammed the door in and out, in and out, in and out. Got scared. I knew they were scared of her. I knew they were scared of her, bro. And they would always make fun of me. Like if I came outside with my bonnet on, because I would be like checking the mail, which is like literally like 2 feet. Like I just walk. It was not like the mailboxes are like right across from my apartment. So I don't feel like I, should really put on a whole fashion show for a bunch of basic ass crows. They were like, what's that on her head? Or they'll laugh every time I like would take out my trash, and they just do a lot of petty shit. But to my face, Courtney would be like, hey. I'd be like, hey. You know that up down. The fuck? Don't disrespect me. Anyways, so yeah, that happened. That was like, and I'm gonna be real with you, that had my anxiety so bad because I hate drama so much and I hate confrontation that really set me off. I was so mad about that. It had nothing to do with me, but I know the real reason why they was picking on that girl. Let's be honest. Yeah, she was a little loud or whatever. Like she had like, because Carisha had like these brothers or whatever that would come over or whatever. But here's the thing. There's like these other people that are white. There's like this nurse that lives here with her man. He's a stay-at-home dad. They have like 3 kids. I think she's on her 4th one. Loud as hell. Loud as all hell, right? And the kids are bad. They run into our doors and stuff and make hella noise, right? She never said anything to them once. So I knew what the real thing is. You want to pick on her because she was black. Like, that's what it is. And the thing is, I'm going to say this again, legally, the quiet hours are 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. So legally, if somebody is loud right now and it's 2 p.m., they have the legal right to do that. You can ask them nicely to be a little quieter, but yelling at them and disrespecting them and cursing at them and threatening them, like that's too much. That shit pissed me off. Like, it really pissed me off because I knew it was racially motivated. So that just pissed me off. So after that, we didn't hear anything out of them. That basically. But, of course, they, like I said, they were always the loud ones. That's why I thought it was hilarious. They were always loud, like a motherfucker. Ty and Courtney would always yell at each other. He would always call her a stupid bitch because he literally had no respect for his own baby mama, right? And the funny part was, this is how I know she was jealous. She was going to hate me because, me being the beautiful black queen that I am. I walked outside. I forgot what it was. I think I took out the trash. And, they were coming outside at the same time. And I knew she was intimidated by me because she's never fucking talked to me like that. Because I'm quiet and I don't bother nobody. The quiet bitches, you gotta watch. But anyways, her man was looking at me. Mind you, he's ugly as hell, so I would never look at him. Not even my type. But he was looking at me, and I saw her whisper, like, under her breath. She was like, why are you looking at her? She can take care of your kid, too. That was like my little payback. And the funny part is, I didn't even do nothing. I just look good, honey. That's just what it is. So it's like, I knew deep down she always hated black women because her man always looked at us. Like Carisha, he always looked at Carisha's ass. She had a nice booty and she always had the best hairstyle. She was always getting her braids done, stuff like that. She always had box braids and stuff. She looked good. Sis was looking right, okay? Looking very scrum-diddly-umptious, and that's not her fault. And they literally would get in an argument. So I knew she hated black women because they both used the N-word, all right? And she always, well, not always, but she would run around with these cornrows and they looked a mess. I ain't gonna lie. Sis looked a mess. Had no gel in them. They were very loose in her head. It was just, the cornrows that she had, it just looked a mess. It didn't look right at all. I don't know who did them. It looked like she just did it herself. Like, did it quick. And it's like red and I don't know. I don't know what she was trying to do. Her hair was like red up here and black down here. It looked a mess. She looked like a snow cone. But anyway, look at my braids. I just got them done. But yeah. So basically, I stayed quiet. I literally stayed quiet because I am quiet. And, you know, they didn't bother me because I think it was just because of that. She was definitely intimidated by me, and she knew that her man was always staring at me. Literally to the point where I would catch her looking in my apartment, like, to the point where I had to literally leave my blinds closed because her friend, the Hispanic friend that she always came to smoke weed with or whatever, he would literally get in my window, like, eyes up to my window like this. I hate people like that. So I taught myself, Pika, just don't leave your blinds open. Even if you're just taking out the trash, which is literally like 3 feet away from you. It's just like a block away, just a walk away. Or if you're just, you know, checking the mail, which is right across the street from your own apartment, just don't leave your blinds open because, yes, people will look inside. Learned that the hard way. I always wondered why my mom was such a stickler about that. But now I understand. Like, people do look into your shit and they will try so hard to see what the fuck you got. Especially a racist, because they don't even like you anyway. You're black. Anyway, so basically, the shit was kept calm. There was a time when I played my music loud. Again, I was in my legal right. I was playing it was around 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Again, in my legal right. I had my volume on like 45 or 50. And I saw... their friend like coming out the house and like took a quick walk. Like, I think he was like really scanning the apartments to see which one was playing the loud music. And I'm the type of bitch, even if you say something to me, I don't give a fuck. Like I told you, I'm in my legal right. I'm not gonna do this arguing back with you in front of a stairwell, just like her and Carisha did. I'm not that bitch. I'll just touch you myself. So what I actually did was, because I was so bothered by it, I was so shaken by it, I literally went to my property manager and told him what happened. And he even asked me, he said, do you think you're racist? I said, absolutely. Because there's white neighbors that are way louder than that black girl was, and they never said anything to them. They're actually very cordial and very nice to them and very sweet to them. And they talk to them very nicely, knowing how bad their fucking kids are and how loud they are. So he was like, well, I don't want you to, you know, feel uncomfortable, stuff like that. And so this is why I say everything works in divine timing, not on your timing. So this is what happened literally 2 days ago. I look and I see that they're moving out. Courtney and Ty or whatever. And I'm thinking in my head, like, because I was checking the, you know, I was taking the trash out. You know, I really mind my business. I don't even think about them. They just, I was just always uncomfortable because, you know, I knew that a racist was literally living right next to me and I couldn't really do shit besides, you know, tell my property manager and tell him about the incident that happened. Tell me why when I was taking out the trash and I noticed that they were moving, like they were moving all their shit, I was so happy. I literally was smiling, like cheesing, going to the trash can. I was like... I literally was in my head like, huh, won't he do it? Like, that was really thinking about God. Like, wow, God, you told me not to stress about this. These people, these hateful people. And I should have listened to you. I should have not have stressed because I knew that you were always going to be on my side. You're God. You've always been on my side. So when I noticed, like, actually today they got their carpet cleaned, you know. They had to clean the apartment when a tenant leaves. A resident leaves, whatever you want to call it. I was just happy as hell because I was thinking in my head, like, thank you, God, because thank you, God. Like, when you live uncomfortably black, it's the worst feeling possible. Like, it is. That's why I literally cannot wait to move out of these apartments and finally live upstairs because it's better to live upstairs or just have a high rise or somewhere, like, for real. But yeah, that's a story time of my crazy neighbors, bruh. Racist. They're just crazy and racist. They were just really hateful, very disrespectful. What I gotta say to you is, bitch, if you're racist, you might as well get a house. Because you can't even live in an apartment because the apartment is too close to people. And you know, you never know when you're gonna have a black tenant or a black resident living right by you. So if you keep, you know, saying these racial things, if they would come out there saying, oh, go back to the hood and all, they would say all this racially profiling things. And of course, expecting us not to say anything back. And then when they did, they'll be like, shut up. Like, you know, basic white people stuff. Like, you know, provoke the situation, poke the bear, hide your hands, play the victim card. It's just the basic stuff to do. But all I gotta say is, not with Pika. Not with Pika. You ain't gonna treat me like that. And that's real. So yeah, if you like the story time, subscribe, like, comment, and don't be rude. Bye.